NCAA to the pros. If the Jets or the Giants play, you already know we roasting them, cooking them, put them on the grill. Sports talk artillery, yeah, we too real. King with the stats, coach with the smoke. WTF Nation, laugh till you choke. Wednesday, Heat, 8 p.m., no debate. Sports Bar Nation, we never show up late. Oh, this is the Sports Bar. Wednesday nights we go hard. Veterans strong and we stand tall. WTF Nation, we run the ball. Hey, hey, turn the lights on. It's Sports Bar, come get your hype on. Hey, turn the lights on. It's Sports Bar, come get your hype on. WTF Nation, Wednesday domination. King and coach in rotation. The Sports Bar's sensation. From kickoff to buzzer beaters, we break it all down. Wednesday 8 p.m. the live show in town. It's the Sports Bar where legends hang out. WTF Nation Radio. We out.
Man, I might have to fix that. What's up, y'all? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to the Sports Bar here at WTF Nation Radio. I do not know why the Sports Bar intro is jacked up. It is likely user error, and I'm going to have to fix that. But it is what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Sports Bar here at WTF Nation Radio. I am the actual King Smith coming at y'all live Wednesday, May the 13th, 2026, hump day, if you will. It is thundering and lightning outside right now, and I don't have a backup generator. So if all of a sudden things just go off, that's what happened. And I have no control over that. I am one show here at WTF Nation Radio /US Army WTF Moments. There are several other shows hosted by several other amazing people, mostly veterans, all dope ass people. So if you're here for sports or you just like to see my face, thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow we got Sergeant's Time hosted by Ice. This Friday is not an FTX night, so I don't think we're going to have anything on the schedule for this Friday. Saturday, you've got Weekend Co-ops with Nemo. Sunday, you got the Reset with Dr. J. Somewhere in there, I believe we have kicked off the Smoke Pit, but I'm not quite sure exactly what days that pops up on. Monday, you got the Monday edition with Ice and the King and Me show, which did not have a show this week because, well, I'm going to get into that before we get into all things sports. So y'all are going to hear about me before we get into all things sports. And then Tuesday, we get back around to pop culture, which let me check the schedule. Let's see if there's a guest coming up anytime on any show for this upcoming week. There's no guest tomorrow. And Pop Culture Warrior looks like he doesn't have a guest next week as well. So I don't see a guest on the schedule up until the first week in June. So let's get into what happened to me before we get into anything sports. And this past Sunday, while your boy was out being active, I won't say exactly what I was doing, but I got shocked by my defibrillator. I've had a defibrillator installed since 2025. Installed. Is installed the right word? Placed in, put in? I guess installed works. Makes me sound like a cyborg. I am King Smith. I had a defibrillator put in January of 2025. And I got my first shock this past Sunday. So Monday, I had a follow-up appointment with my cardiologist to figure out what the hell happened. And he explained it to me in a way that made sense. My electro physiologist. If anybody can spell that without Google, then you likely join the Air Force. But it went off. It felt like I got kicked in my chest. That shit sucked. But overall, I got a normal bill of health. I'm not going to call it a clean bill of health, but I'm here. I'm in front of you guys doing the sports bar, talking about all things sports adjacent and things of that nature. So all I'm going to ask is whatever platform that you're watching this on, do me a favor. Hit the like button for your boy. Let's put this out there and make this one of the most watched shows or segments here at WTF Nation Radio. Y'all don't like ICE. Y'all don't even like CQ. Y'all tolerate CQ. Nemo, it is what it is. Maybe Dr. Jordan. Maybe a lot of people tune in to Dr. J because she's got a face that should be seen. But, make me the most watched show here at WTF Nation Radio. To our listeners that are listening to the audio-only podcast, y'all can chime in too. I don't know if there's like buttons on Spotify's, but hit them shits anyway. We're going to be talking NBA playoff talk today. The Lakers got swept with the GOAT, and I can call him the GOAT because Coach is not going to be here. He's off for a bit. He hasn't gone anywhere, but I can call him the GOAT without any interference from anyone because he's not co-hosting with me tonight. We've got game 5 for the Cavs-Pistons game, in which I've done some sports betting on, and we might talk about that. We're going to give a little bit of insight and coverage into the NHL playoffs. We're going to talk a little bit about the Champions League. Soccer, or football, as it's called in most parts outside of the U.S., the Champions League's a big deal. It is a big deal. Outside the U.S. Inside the U.S., who cares? We got a couple of MLB hot stories and hot takes. The NFL schedule had a little bit of a leakage as we're on the eve of the schedule release. Some places, like I think the Baltimore Ravens, are having a schedule release party. Hey, Baltimore, send me the invite, man. What's up? I need to figure out who over in the Baltimore Ravens media I could get linked up with so I can start giving some coverage from an insider's perspective. That would be fantastic. Let's manifest that. People want to talk about manifesting shit. Let's make that happen. If somebody knows anybody in the Baltimore Ravens media or part of that team, tell them to shoot me an email at king@WTFNationRadio.com. Let's see. And then we're going to hit it out and kind of round out today with some quick hit sports news stories. But before we get into anything, let me go into the comment section and see who we got. We got a couple of people in the building. Shout out to Clan Miller over on YouTube, said, hi. What up, Clan? Appreciate you popping in. John Dumar said, what are you playing? I'm not playing anything today. I might play a couple of clips, but today is mostly just sports talk, maybe a couple of highlights from some of the games, as long as I don't get I probably shouldn't say the word because then if I say it, they'll be listening. We got Ghassan Asali. I hope I said your name right. Said, shout out to the vets. Let me give you a salute, and I appreciate you tuning in. We got Brazil in the building. Shout out to Brazil. Ghassan said, how you doing? Well, besides getting a shock from my defibrillator this past weekend, Ghassan, I'm doing all right. I appreciate you tuning in. Who do I think will take the Stanley Cup? Let me start that question so that I can bring it up later, Donnie, as NHL is a part of my third or fourth segment here. But I got you. I got who I think, based on just kind of a quick look here as to who's in the playoffs now and how people have played in the playoffs. Because I don't really care about the regular season. The regular season is what it is. It's what you get to the playoffs and how your team looks and clicks in the playoffs that matters, as what's been proven in the NBA playoffs, which we're going to talk about here. But I've starred your question, and when I get to the NHL segment, I'm going to talk about who I think is going to win the Stanley Cup. Luke Cruz says that I look like Diddy. Hey, let me tell y'all this. If y'all come watching or expecting to watch a professional live stream talking about sports, that's not what you're going to get here. I'm going to try my best to keep from laughing at some of these comments that people will send in because that is hilarious. Ellie said, I'm here for tea. LOL, aren't we talking about the viral video? Hi. You're talking about the viral military video. Well, that's more of a Sergeant's Time or a Monday edition video. It's not sports related. So for as much as I would love to talk about that video, it's not sports related. So that's not my cup of tea, or it doesn't fit my area. Right. So, but tune in tomorrow as I am confident that ICE is going to cover that video as it's crazy. Said I look like Diddy. That's crazy. Shout out to Benchwarmer. Said I'm back. What up, Benchwarmer? I know I haven't been live in a minute, but I'm here. I haven't gone anywhere. And let's see. Ellie said, Roger, sorry. Hey, Ellie, it's all good. I appreciate you tuning in. Anyway, for my segment, from a U.S. Air Force vet to you, shout out to you. Where's Angry Grandpa at? He had to take some time off, or he's on a coaching clinic. He will be back. Let me see when. Let me let y'all know when y'all can expect to see his face here. You can expect to see him back. He is going to be back. Yeah, next week. You're going to see Angry Grandpa from behind the fence starting next week. All right. And we got Jerry Smith III said, Whataburger and Boba Bro, U.S. Army, WTF, 10 Yankee, back pay med bills, VA Homeland GI Bill post 9/11. Are we saying a lot of military jargon? 92 Yankee, get smoked, drop, grenade out. Nah. I don't know what all of that means together, but Jerry, I do appreciate you commenting and tuning in. Okay, let's get through the first segment here for what we have, and let's go NBA talk. First of all, Wemby is out of this world. Let me play a video here that I'm going to have to mute that it just showcases what this fool is capable of in such a short time span. So let me get the video. Why is my producer? My producer should have had this set up. All right, here we go. I got to mute. The guy's insane. He scored like 16 points in 6 minutes, and this is coming from Game 5, in which he was ejected after throwing a big-ass elbow in Game 4. And he came in to help the Spurs take a 3-2 lead, in which he went 27 points, 17 rebounds, which is his career playoff high, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. All the guy has to do is stand up, and he's going to get a block. He can get a block with his head because he's just that much taller than everybody. Now, the fact that he ended the game with 27 points is a little bit unremarkable. The entire bench, let me hide this. The entire bench for San Antonio scored 44 points, right? And played great defense. The final score in the game yesterday was Spurs 126 to Minnesota 97. I played a DraftKings lineup and ended up winning $50 on an $18 entry fee. So I'm happy about what happened with me. Anthony Edwards, to talk about a little bit about Minnesota, led Minnesota with just 20 points. Spurs coach Mitch Johnson said, we did a great job of having resistance early on in the clock. But San Antonio just dominated. They dominated, especially in the paint, 68 points to Minnesota's 36. Game 6 is going to come down to being played in Minnesota tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern on Prime Video. And the Spurs need just one more win to get to the Western Conference Finals since 2017, where they're going to meet OKC, which, let's talk about this OKC team. I also got some highlights here. Oklahoma City looks like a team that is unstoppable. I don't have the highlights, so we're just going to talk this through. They swept the Lakers, right? They swept the Lakers. The Lakers, hampered by injuries, just did not look the same with being down Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves during the first two games. Reeves tried to come back and help them in game 3 and game 4, but when you watch the games, it just looked different. And I like the games when they're on Amazon because I can watch them from my mobile phone, from the computer here. When it's on Amazon, it's actually a really great produced product that Amazon has. And I know that I'm going to say that they were testing the market, so to speak. But I think that with what Amazon is offering, they're offering a really good market, coming out here, showcasing the playoffs, driving eyes, having the ads that are only going to help possibly generate additional revenue. Great product, fantastic product. The Detroit Pistons, who looked good during the regular season, are one of those teams that in the playoffs just can't get right, can't figure it out. This Detroit-Cleveland game or series could go either way. This one actually might go to 7 games. But what do y'all think? Who do you think is going to win tonight? I think that Cleveland, I always give the advantage to the home team. Vegas has Cleveland favored to win tonight, but I always give the advantage to towards the home team. Now you got the Knicks, which Coach, if you're out there listening, what do you think? Did you see the Knicks doing what they're doing to get to the Eastern Conference Finals? They are likely going to play, well, they're really going to play the winner of the Pistons-Cavs series, and I don't think it matters what team that they play. The hardest teams in the East are out, in my opinion, and this is one of the easiest chances for the Knicks to not only make it, but win it all as well. Assuming that the Thunder San Antonio series, I think is going to be a boring ass game to watch. That series is going to be a shit because it's two slow paced teams playing against each other. Whatever team that comes out of the West is going to be that methodical, slow, fundamental team because that's what OKC does. While SGA is great for OKC, I dare anybody to name any other player that plays for the Thunder. They play really good team ball to where you don't need SGA to go off and carry and get 40-something points and 18 assists and steals. OKC plays great ball. And they have a star in SGA that can kind of kick things off. But as a team, they play great as a team. San Antonio is the exact same way. Wemby is the team's most valuable player. By far, he's a game changer. Take him away, I think that team still does well because they play solid team ball. Take SGA out of OKC, it's a little bit different, but I think that they still got the stuff to make it. Let me see here if there's any comments around the NBA before I go on. Shout out to K Mill. K Mill's in the building, said, howdy King, what up? Mitch Wormer said, do you think LeBron is going to retire? I know he put that quote out that said that he's basically not going to, pretty much anything's up in the air. I do not think LeBron James is done playing. Not only do I think he can still play at a high level, but I think that he's really going to maximize his opportunity to play and build his brand and play with his son. I think he's looking at trying to develop his son to really get a lot more of that on the court time with him. That's what I think. Right or wrong, it is what it is. To close out this segment for the NBA playoffs, I know that Detroit fans have waited 20 years for a real playoff run, and I was wrong about the probability. Detroit's actually favored by a good bit to win tonight's game, 60 to 39%. So we're gonna have to see if Cade Cunningham can go out and take care of business as it is played at Little Caesars Arena. All right. Bitchwarmer said, I made a tough edit on his retirement. You probably can't show it for copyright though. Man, hold on. Let me go. Let's see. Let me see what you did over here. Let me get in here. We gonna hold on. We gonna do it live.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Let me get in here. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. Put the link in the chat. Put the link in the chat because I'm curious. I'm sure regardless. I might get booted, but it is what it is. Okay, if you got the link, put it in the chat. Shout out to Ton. Ton's in the building. Say, yo, what up, my man? All right, let me get this off the screen. While Benchwarmers finds that link, who y'all got getting to the NBA Finals? Who's going to be the team out of the East and the team out of the West? I actually want the Knicks to make it to the finals just to give Coach some hope and watch whatever team out of the West just dismantle. All right. Let's talk NHL playoffs. NHL playoffs. And let me get this up on the screen here. All right. Hockey isn't a sport that I necessarily follow throughout the regular season. However, when it comes to the playoffs, hockey does get my attention. You've got the Hurricanes swept the Flyers to be the first team that gets to the Eastern Conference Finals. Carolina won 4-0 over the 8 seed Cinderella team of Flyers and put on a defensive masterclass. The Avalanche are playing the Wild tonight, in which Colorado leads 3-1. You've got Game 5, and the win probability puts it at 66% for Colorado. Game 1 was a high-scoring affair, being a Wild 9-6 shootout. Had a lot of people still talking about that going throughout the series for that one. The Canadiens versus the Sabres, you got the series tied 2-2. Montreal lost in a heartbreaker last night, 3-2, with Game 5 being played tomorrow in Buffalo. And that one actually, the probability is set based off of a coin flip. For the Vegas-Anaheim matchup, in which the Knights lead 3-2, the Ducks have been that pesky little 7 seed that has came in, snuck up, and have showed people that they've arrived, right? Now, a question was asked earlier, and I started. Let me get back to it. There was a question in the chat that asked, who do I think will take the Stanley Cup? Well, I've got the Vegas odds right here. And because I'm a gambling man, while I don't know hockey very intimately, I know numbers. I also like winning money. For what the Hurricanes have done statistically throughout these NHL playoffs, I've got the Hurricanes set to hoist the Stanley Cup trophy. A lot of other people saw this as Vegas's chance to get out here and do something and really kind of raise that Vegas market of sports, because let me tell you, Las Vegas is an interesting sports market in general. And if you're an athlete, I think with everything that's offered there and the cost of living not being New York or California with a more favorable tax rate, I think playing for a major sports team in Vegas would be the way to go. And smart sports owners are going to do everything that they can to make their team and their market more attractive. And they've got all of the things. It's almost like a cheat code. Having a sports team in Vegas is going to be a cheat code. That's why I don't think that Memphis is going to last that long. Or if they do have an expansion, there's going to be an expansion team that makes its way to Vegas. And I know this is off the NHL a bit, but I did answer Donnie's question. I think it's going to be the Hurricanes that win the Stanley Cup. But speaking about Vegas, who I think is would have been another team that I could have said, that Vegas market is going to be great for sports teams. It's going to be really attractive. And if they can keep it profitable without hitting the ticket holders' pockets just for the entry to get in, man, they can just sit there and just print money. Print money. So that's my take on that. Moving on to the next segment. Let's talk a little bit soccer. I had somebody talk my ear off about the Champions League Final Cup. I don't watch soccer, but apparently this upcoming Champions League final is a big deal. And I got some notes on it, so I might as well just put it up on the screen here. May the 30th in Budapest, you're going to have Paris Saint-Germain play against Arsenal. PSG, for short, is the defending champions and is going back for their first back-to-back title since Real Madrid did a 2016 to 2018 three-peat. And it's also the first final to include the reigning champion since that 2018 team. This is Arsenal's only second ever Champions League final, in which the last time that they made it, they lost to Barcelona in 2006. Now, I'm going to showcase this wild shootout that occurred during the first leg between PSG and let y'all all of these points that I'm about to show here were scored in like the last mute, because I ain't trying to get copyright stricken. Here's what. Have y'all ever played soccer? I'm not going to call it football. I'm going to call it soccer. Look at that defense. Ugh. Look at that defense. I tried out for soccer. We did a crap ton of running. That's when I realized soccer is not my sport. I realized then that soccer was not my sport. Let me come back in here and take a look. We got Kassan say, yo, hey, Kassan, I see you. Hope you hit that like button again. Carl Wow, I'll take your emote and I'll just smile like this. There's not much I can really talk about with soccer. I had somebody that said, King, talk about the champion. This 5-4 highlight is with the 9 total point while shootout here. All right, so that's what y'all getting. So now that I have completed this for my friend, let me get this off the screen. This the link. The link's coming. Let's go. All right. The link is coming. Let me see what we have left here to talk about while this link is incoming. All right. We've got MLB hot takes. In Major League Baseball, the San Francisco Giants, who spent roughly $600 million between 4 people, are looking like a team that makes a lot of bad decisions. And I thought I had a link up for this, but I do not. All right. So you've got one player making $226 million, another one 161, Matt Chapman making 125, and Jung Ho Lee at $85 million. Or roughly $600 million between 4 people, and you have a record of 16-24, sitting 4th in the National League West. Something has to give. The acquisition of Devers was supposed to make this team competitive, but the fact that he's already up on the trading block, yikes. You've got Matt Olson, who is about to play, or he just recently played in his 823rd consecutive game this past Sunday, which makes him 10th on the all-time Ironman list. Shout out to Matt Olson. Mets catcher Francisco Alvarez left last night's game with a right leg injury. No word on the severity. There was an Aaron Judge rookie card that sold for $5.2 million, which is a modern era record. Let me give that to Final Fantasy. Whoo! $5.2 million for a rookie card. Let's go. Hey, if y'all got some of these rookie cards that are in pristine condition and you haven't gotten it graded yet, you better go find them damn rookie cards, go get it graded, and put it out there on the open market. You just might be able to make a mint off of it. I found a Troy Polamalu sports card that I got back in 2011 that I looked up the value of it yesterday, and it was worth $5. I think the whole pack itself was like $5. So the fact that one of the cards inside of there was worth $5 itself, and that was $5 of 2011 money, is insane. $5.2 million. Bravo. Congratulations to whoever hauled in that money for Aaron Judge rookie card. Insane. Let's see what else we got here. Let's put this up on the screen. Today's the NFL schedule release eve, if you believe in that thing. And there's a couple of things to highlight here. You got the Cowboys playing the Giants in a marquee primetime game. I don't know how the Giants and Cowboys keep getting primetime games. Who keeps doing this? Broncos are playing the Chiefs for Monday Night Football, September the 14th on ESPN. You've got the Lions versus Bills Thursday night on Amazon, September 17th. Rio is going to have its first NFL game ever in Brazil, in which you got the Cowboys playing against my Baltimore Ravens, and that is going to be on CBS and Paramount Plus. That makes me happy. There's also a new addition to the Thanksgiving week, in which there's going to be a Thanksgiving Eve game. Wednesday the 25th, you're going to have an NFL game in which the Packers are going to play against the LA Rams. and that's adding a new midweek slot for an already packed week of football. So you're going to have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for some phenomenal football between the NFL and the NCAA. That makes me happy. And you round it up with the Cowboys and Eagles playing on Thanksgiving on Fox. There's an international record of 9 international games that are going to be played this year. London is going to host 3 games. Paris is going to host the Steelers versus the Saints. Madrid is going to have the Bengals and the Falcons. Munich is going to have Patriots and Lions. Mexico City, Vikings, 49ers. And you've got the Rio opener that we talked about earlier, in which the Cowboys are going to play against the Ravens. I like this. I think that the international exposure and what the league is doing to try to expand the footprint of football is definitely a good thing. The NFL is slowly becoming a global league. They're trying to increase that market share. It was nice going over to Japan this last summer, this past July, and seeing a couple of NFL jerseys over there. Now, some of them jerseys might not have been real, but they it was nice to see that exposure over there. All right. I think that the Cowboys playing in Rio is pretty interesting. I think that Jerry Jones wanted that one. Hey, y'all know what Jerry Jones is gonna do when he gets over to Brazil. You know what type of time he on. Jerry Jones makes Robert Kraft look like an amateur. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're an angel and a saint, and that's good for you. Let's see what else we got here before we close things out. What's the most exciting NFL international game that's going to be on the 2026 slate? The London games are Colts, Commanders, Eagles versus Jaguars, and the Texans versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars are going to play 2 games in London. I mean, I like the Rio matchup. I like the Rio matchup, and I'm gonna like it even better if the Ravens win. I'm not gonna like it if the Ravens lose. Last thing to highlight here, you got the Chiefs, Broncos that are gonna open up Monday Night Football. Are we looking at the tail end of an era for that Chiefs team? I think so. All right. Let's take a look and see what we've got to close things out. We got a couple of quick hit stories here, and I'm just going to highlight what we have here. F1. The F1 racing series has been phenomenal. I've actually grown to love the I'm going to call it a sport because of some of the storylines that come out of it and the movie. The F1 movie, I love that movie. I actually just moved, and I'm looking at getting my speaker and everything set up so that that's one of the movies that I can enjoy from a great TV with some phenomenal audio sound. I'm going to have my sound system cranked the fuck up while I check out that F1 movie. Really, really enjoyed it. You got the NFL draft lottery is going to be this past Monday, or this upcoming Monday, I should say. The French Open is going to start May the 24th for those of y'all that watch tennis. And the PGA Championship actually starts tomorrow, not too far from me. Scheffler is the favorite, and Rory McIlroy, who's coming off back-to-back Masters wins, is the second favorite. I need to put in a DraftKings lineup. So as soon as I click in stream, I'm going to go over to DraftKings and set up my PGA lineup for a chance to win $1 million. I think it's possible. All right. Let me come check the comment section. See if we got anything to close out the show. We do not. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Sports Bar here at WTF Nation Radio. Bench warmers. Oh, you were saying this the link? Like, check. You know what? Sometimes I just need to be drop kicked in the chest. Not really. Especially since I have a defibrillator. But I am going to go over to the YouTube channel and check it out once the live stream ends. You will see the actual King Smith down in the comment section. That's my time, y'all. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for Sergeant's Time with my main man, Ice, where he's going to talk about all the things happening around the military space, to include that viral video, Ellie, if you're still listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm the actual King Smith. From a U.S. Air Force vet to you, I salute y'all. Peace.